visionary, revolutionary. I'm a visionary, revolutionary.
Boom, 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 boom. The champ is here. Boom, 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 boom. The champ is here. You heard that right, guys. Welcome back to another episode of the D&B Podcast. I am the champ, your host, Camilio Salamander, and I'm here with my stupendous but also loserous co-host, Kevin Lamar.
Cause I'm a fucking mark for this shit, man. First off, congratulations. You definitely you beat my ass on this one.
I only beat your ass. I washed your ass. I washed you up and down the street.
You beat my ass, and yes, you did wash me. But Salamander, when we first started this was not the direction that I thought that we were going.
I know you was only supposed to hold it for like 30 days.
I mean, Salamander, when we first started, the mission was to just be ourselves and just want to be different than everybody else, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was always the mission statement. And I thought that we had that figured out until July 30th, the night of SummerSlam, when after you beat me, you go on to then tag me in a tweet saying I demolished you. I came to claim my throne. Hashtag bring me my crown. Hashtag SummerSlam. This was 11:44. Now, Salamander, here is my, I wouldn't even say issue. You've changed. Look at what the title has done to you, and you haven't even held it a month yet. You've turned your back on what the subscribers have always wanted to see, the babyface Salamander, to attack me out of nowhere, basically. This is a different side of you, an arrogant side that I just don't know who you are anymore. You have changed, my brother.
Hey.
And can I finish, please?
Go ahead.
Salamander, you have changed. I don't know who you are anymore. You were so obsessed with getting the belt, you were willing to risk it all, and you succeeded. But look who you've become. It was always me that was always supposed to be the heel of this dynamic, and now you've turned, my friend, and I just don't know what more I can say about this. But congratulations, you did win. Here's my request. I'm going to reenact my rematch clause, but we're going to do it on my turf. I will be issuing my rematch for AEW All Out, and I'm going to raise you a couple stakes. Let's go double or nothing. If I lose, I will not challenge you until WrestleMania. If you lose, not only do I become champion again, but you will get in tune with the family. Because everything that we do it for the family.
I have to add a stipulation. When you lose, you have to fall in line. You have to acknowledge that the Almighty is the only GOAT of this era.
Heel.
All right.
I hope you've been paying attention to Dynamite.
I have.
Then I'll see you at All Out. Until then, rest easy, champ. You truly deserve it.
Yes. But we're gonna go ahead and hop straight into the SummerSlam results. Well, as we've been reporting for the last couple of weeks, this was Triple H's first full show. Raw, it still was pre-written from what Vince had did, so Triple H kind of kept it the same, put his little tweaks on it. Same thing with SmackDown. But SummerSlam was all hunters. And I had tweeted this out, but something happened with my tweet, just didn't go out. But I actually said that with Hunter being head of creative, this had actually made me excited for wrestling. And this is the first time I've been excited for wrestling, well, WWE in general, in like 10 years. So
Yeah,
it was, he hit this shit on the motherfucking head.
yeah. So I was very pleased with what I saw the entire pay-per-view for WWE standings of how they've just been just doing premium live events and everything else. From everything that we've gotten, this was a 10 out of 10. Triple H, like you said, he knocked this shit out the park. I was thoroughly entertained. There wasn't a bad match. The pay-per-view flowed great. Everything just felt right. Just outside of Titus O'Neil.
Yeah. But man, this was, if this is the new get-go, WWE, they have a very, very bright future. And before we get into the match, I have to point out, it was not 48,000 people in there.
No.
The last week they added about 10,000 because the last report it was actually at like 39,000, which is still good for a wrestling event. It's still good, 39,000 people. But it wasn't that many people there. But I mean, they was in the stadium. They really don't do stadiums for SummerSlam, but I guess they're trying something new with the Big Four. So I guess the Big Four or the Big Five, everyone they're gonna do it, I guess it's gonna be going in a new direction type shit.
I want them to sponsor with Goodyear because Nissan Stadium looked fantastic, and I low-key wanted the aerial view from just like the blimp, how they do the college football blimp. Just have the camera face down and just see how packed it really is. Of course not.
Because you know the way that WWE do it. Well, I don't see it as a bad thing because you know where the hard cam is at. They usually don't sit people over there unless you ringside. But other than that, they fill people where the hard cam will be facing just to make him look more full. Which is nothing wrong with that though. But I guess it's because it's empty seats, they won't do it. But you also got to think about the stage that they have, so they have to have room for certain stuff. So I don't see nothing wrong with that. 39,000, it's a lot of damn people.
I mean, 39,000 from an aerial view, I doubt anyone's going to pay attention to that little rectangular area of 3 feet that the camera has to go there to support the hard cam. I don't think anybody's going to pay attention to that. Everybody's going to say Nissan Stadium looked great from an aerial view. To me, that's one of the best shots in college football. When you just see the blimps aerial view down and you see a stadium packed with about 100,000 all rooting for their team. It's just a great image. And I think WWE should really get into the habit of giving that image if you're going to do a stadium show.
Right. But we didn't have no pre-show matches, which is glad, but I'm still strongly behind that shit that they need to cut the pre-show to at least 30 minutes and shit, because there's no need for a fucking hour for y'all to re-show the same hype packages and people to be talking 15 minutes each on each match, what they think is going to happen. I just think it's unnecessary for it to be that long. Or if y'all gonna do it, y'all can have the pre-show and show the packages of each match. And then when the actual show starts and before the match happens, show a different package. That's all I ask. But we got the Raw Women's Championship match. Since this opened up the show, I was honestly on the edge of my couch. Cause I'm like, ooh, Bianca might lose since they opening up with this shit. And then I was thinking what you said, how she might like not beat her record, but beat her like fast. But when I got to like the count of 5 and shit, I'm like, oh, this gonna go. But throughout the match, it was some scary moments, but she won, Bianca retained, and then we got our first what the fuck moment. Bayley came back. I loved it. I'm like, ooh, I knew it. I knew that was gonna happen. I was like, that's who she gonna be. That's Bianca's first feud. She gonna feud with Bayley. And then I hear another music. I'm like, huh. And then when I seen who it was, I'm like, oh shit, she's back. She's back. My wife was like, who is that? I'm like, that's Dakota Kai. She got fired back in April. I was like, oh shit, it look like Triple H is trying to bring back all the people who Vince fired that he really fuck with. And then after that, Io Sky came out. And then I'm like, oh, because I do remember us reporting on it that she was basically out the door. She was going to go back to Japan. And then a few weeks later, we reported on it again, and we reported that she was actually willing to stay if she get called up to the main roster. Because that was the whole original plan when she came to WWE, that she wanted to make it to the main roster. It seemed like that she was going to be a for lifer, NXT for lifer, because it seemed like Vince was trying to hold her there. This stable in the past was pitched to Vince, and he declined it. It seemed like Triple H is trying to right all of Vince's wrong. Like, he sees what need to be done. It just seemed like it's promising. It's promising.
First off, I want to start off with the match. First off, fantastic way to turn Bayley back. Fantastic way to turn Becky back babyface without having to do a whole bunch.
Mm-hmm.
That was a quick and easy way. That was Triple H's touch. Hey, yeah. I don't need you to go out here and cut a long promo going babyface because the fans might still boo that. So you know what I'm gonna have you do? When those 3 women come down there, I just want you to stand alongside Bianca. Boom. Now you're back face.
It's like she earned her respect. That shit, right. Like she was. That whole feud was basically like, you know, you just got one up on me, whatever. And I also sent a tweet out like, after this match, Bianca officially got Becky's number. After this, the last match at WrestleMania, that was tied, but this one she officially got her number. So it was like, all right, now I respect you type shit. Right. That's how I was doing. Before Becky came in the ring, I was chanting. I was like, come on, Sasha, come on, Naomi. I thought they was gonna come out. I was like, ooh, that would have been good. That would have been good.
I thought so too, but I just like Becky. Maybe if we can get them back, let's save them for a special moment. They deserve their own special moment. I mean, you have 3 returning superstars. I think what really made this great was Corey Graves breaking fourth wall, saying she's not even under contract. That just adds a whole different taste to it. Who's to say Triple H? Because I don't think Triple H has a problem working with other companies. Who's to say Triple H doesn't say, hey, go out there, look at AEW. You want to come back here to WWE? Yeah, I got you.
No, she chose WWE over AEW.
I mean, that's fine, but who's to say who's to say Triple H doesn't want to work with other companies? It's on record saying he would love to work with other companies.
Yeah, of course. But I just think it's too early right now. Like, he gonna ease it. It's gonna happen. But I think right now he's gonna ease into that. But man, all right, well, Becky stood up, right? And she stood alongside Bianca. Now you thinking like, all right, it's 2 versus 3. Who's gonna be alongside? Who's gonna be the third person? Who was coming to your head? Since before Becky did it, I was thinking Sasha and Naomi. But since they didn't, and Becky stood besides Bianca, who do you think was going to be that third person if they would have showed a third person? I want to see if we was thinking the same.
Oh, I don't know. If it wasn't Sasha and Naomi, I didn't have anybody in the back of my mind.
I was thinking maybe Charlotte.
No, because
her come back as face.
No, because her and Becky don't like each other.
Yeah,
we know that's real.
How many real life situations that we seen and they still work with each other? Nothing get realer than Matt and Edge, and they still work the whole program with each other, and he was still tonguing down his girl in front of him.
I don't think that would be the right person. I don't know who would be the person, but I don't think it's Charlotte. I want Charlotte to come back heel anyway.
You know, Lana was backstage.
Was she really?
Yes, but she wasn't like backstage to wrestle. She was there because she was in the area, just like Undertaker. It was in the area, and they just came to stop by. She came to see her friends and everything, but they welcomed her with open arms. They ain't like neglect her, reject her, or nothing like that. So it could be promising. Rusev calling out on Miro's calling out people on AEW, saying that the TNT Championship is garbage now, it's ass. All that shit, which I could kind of see his point. Shit, let's just look at how it was held before, with Brody Lee, Cody Rhodes, and then Miro, and then Sammy Guevara guy, and they doing fucking porno shoots and shit. It kind of did degrade the value a little bit.
I would say that the TNT Championship started losing its prestige. I would say after Cody got it for like the second time. Because really nobody wanted Cody to hold it. But my thing is, every title has dull moments. We can sit here and look at every title's lineage and be like, yeah, this was a dull moment, if we were alive to see it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, every title loses its prestige, but it's about how's it built back up. I like it on Wardlow. Wardlow might be the guy to break the nine match win streak. He might go on 20.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's just about how you book it. But yeah, every title has its dull moments. Not everything can be knock out the park great.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. But to get back to the women, I like this group. Bayley, Dakota Kai, Io Sky. I like this group. My initial thought was Triple H is getting this Raw Women's division together, because at this rate, because of how it's looking right now, what's on life support, and not even Bianca's keeping it afloat.
Yeah,
with the injection.
He's going to go ahead and get the women's division back where it need to be. He's building up factions right now. We got one women's faction. We need a couple more, so he's probably gonna try to build that shit up. They got hella women that's on the main roster that we have not seen in years or months and shit like that. So he's gonna be building up factions, and then he's gonna revive the motherfucking women's tag titles and put some respect on that shit. You feel me? So I see where he's going, but I got a question for you. Who would, or who could you see to be the next faction in the women's division?
I mean that's easy. They're right in NXT. As soon as Mandy Rose loses, call them up.
That they already established though.
Oh, you just meant like just making a faction from the women backstage?
How this was. Yeah. I got one.
Who?
I would say, shit, what I said at the beginning. Bianca, Sasha, and Naomi.
What, just reenacting bad?
Nah, I won't even say that was lame when they said that shit back then. I ain't like that. But just, they call themselves something different. I don't know the name, but just them three in general. I think that would make a good ass faction. Question is, lead it? I don't know who lead it. Nope. I had to come off like when they first established. They'd be babyface for like a month, maybe 2 months, and then turn heel.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I only want to see Bianca Belair heel when Montez Ford is world champion. Then they need to turn into the WWE's power couple and run their said divisions.
All they're gonna do is they need to, if Bianca turns heel as champion with Sasha and Naomi, we get a 2-for-1. We get a Bianca heel and we get a Naomi heel. They on top of it, because just think about it, when they come back, you have to turn Sasha and Naomi heel because of what they've been through. The reports and all this shit came out. So why would they come back with smiles on their face? They're gonna come back with a chip on their shoulders. Yeah, Vince and them out of here, but fuck that shit. Y'all try to cut my career. I got something to prove. So have them come back with a chip on their shoulder. Bianca the only one that's kind of face, but in between the middle, like she don't know, like I don't want to do nah. And they cause I noticed Bianca haven't used her hair It seemed like the last time she used her hair was that match with Sasha. Because my thing is, if you gonna have like a long ass ponytail, utilize that shit. Turn heel, start whipping it like you used to, whip them with it. Shit, put them in a crossface, but use the ponytail to choke them and shit like that. Man, just think about that shit. So you get a 2-for-1 with that, and if Bianca turn heel, you can do that. Whenever Bianca face, Montez's face. Whenever she heel, he's heel. Once she turned heel, he turned heel and turned on Angelo Dawkins.
Salamander, let me ask you a real question. And this is just me asking you. And I'm going to tell you my thoughts on the question. Because I've been sitting here listening to you and I've just been thinking. If Sasha Banks comes back, do you think she's really going to be pushed that hard to the moon?
Sasha Banks
I don't think so.
Back within 6 months, I'm putting either the Raw or SmackDown Women's title on her if you're going to have her come back as a solo star. Within 6 months, and I'll have her going like a 289-day reign.
But with the women's division and as much talent in there,
It's TV 14 now. I think everybody has a clean slate right now since they moving TV 14 and Triple H is head of creative. Vince is out. Everybody starts at 0. It's a new chance for everybody. Akira Tozawa, you can fuck around, become the next motherfucking power, like not powerhouse, but upper mid card. Like it's time for anybody to shine. Anybody can get that moment. We know how Triple H is not. He's not like Vince. He's not just gonna push the big muscle guys. We seen how he had NXT. People in NXT who was NXT champion, who was like the face of NXT, they fell on the main roster. Because it was like the way Vince booked the main roster, you could not see them doing the same shit that they did on NXT on the main roster. Now with Vince and supposedly control of all of them, even NXT, we can see these things happen.
I don't think she's going to get pushed to the means that everybody thinks she's going to be pushed. I honestly think, and I've said this on this podcast, I said it, I think she's hit her ceiling in WWE. She needs a new challenge.
I think it's like, so I don't like, so my thing is this. Wrestling is cool and I like the inter-promotion stuff, but I don't like that it's like, since you're a 6-time women's champion and you did this, you did that, it's time for you to move on and do something else. Like, it shouldn't be that like that either, because just think about Triple H, fucking 13-time world champion. He maybe got more than that. So what, like after his 5th reign, he should have been, no, you building your legacy. If this is where you at, this is the promotion you gonna see yourself in, retiring that, why not capture everything? That way you could go down as like the greatest women wrestler of WWE or whatever, like that. Like, why keep yourself at a limit? Like, I did this much for this company, so I'm gonna go ahead and move on to this company and try it. Like, nah.
No, what you're talking about is dedication. What I'm talking about is the glass ceiling. She's hit it already. She's accomplished everything. Well, I don't see her being pushed as hard as she should have been. I mean,
she still got stuff to prove. She main evented one WrestleMania, right?
Yeah.
Why can't
Check that off the list.
You feel me?
Listen, the only thing Sasha had.
She did one. Why can't her second one be? I main evented one WrestleMania. Let me main event another WrestleMania, going in as champion and retaining instead of dropping the title. That's another stuff.
But listen, here's what I'm saying. Like, you're right. But the only thing Sasha really had to prove was the fact that she could win a title and then have a successful defense. That was the last thing she needed. Boom, she did that. She's hit the glass ceiling. So there's nothing wrong with staying in a company, but at some point in time, I'm pretty sure people just want more of a challenge. I think she would have better success in just running across different promotions and making more money than she ever will in WWE. Because we all know she could go into the indie scene and make more money on the indies than she would in WWE. We know that's a fact.
I mean, it just depends on who would be willing to pay that ticket.
Everybody would be willing to pay that ticket.
We see Bray Wyatt right now. What we seeing right now? His ticket is so high, we have not seen him have any indie dates.
I guarantee you.
People was
that
very proud to buy Cesaro because he was asking for too much.
That doesn't mean somebody
paying 30 racks a show to Sasha. That's what she asked me right now, 30 racks.
That doesn't mean somebody
every
won't.
promotion gonna pay that.
That doesn't mean there's not somebody out there that won't pay the ticket.
Yeah,
somebody will pay that ticket,
but it's not gonna be a consistent basis.
Why
out of
wouldn't
the
it?
year with that ticket, the price ticket she asking for, she would probably get booked probably like 6 times out the year.
She would get booked more as Sasha Banks, and she doesn't have to only go.
She's not trying to commit. If she's not trying to commit to no contract, ain't nobody gonna keep paying that.
To come in for a couple shows. A lot of these indie shows, you're acting like these indie shows have weekly shows. They have like shows a couple months.
So you think an indie show is gonna pay her for like 6 booking days? Pay her like
listen. Ask me how much GCW paid John Moxley. I can guarantee you it's more than 30 racks.
How much?
I can guarantee you it's more than 30 racks. I can get the price for you and get back to you on it. But I'm pretty sure it's more than 30 racks, and I'm pretty sure that he's there all the time. She can make the money, and it's not like she only has to do 30 racks. She might want to work with a company, but yeah, I get it. 30, yeah. I mean, I cut like 5 or 10 off that.
John Moxley make right now $6 million. Waiting for his AEW contract. I don't know if that's a year or just all together.
It's probably all together.
Wow. But we're gonna move on to the next match. We got Logan Paul versus The Miz. Now, I made a huge mistake on this one because we have basically had 2 celebrity matches, and we kind of know how WWE do with the celebrities. So I was thinking, all right, either Pat losing or Logan gonna lose. And I'm thinking, like, basically Logan Paul, he only signed his contract with WWE to get a fucking match with Miz. So I was thinking, like, they gonna turn this shit into a long-term feud. Cause that's basically what his storyline was. He signed a contract with WWE just to face him in the match to get his payback. But
didn't they sign him to a 4-year deal?
Either 3 or 4. So I was thinking like they gonna give Miz the first match, so he's gonna win at SummerSlam, and it's gonna be on some bullshit like Maurice Parvy's gonna help him with some shit, and then that was gonna prolong it a little bit longer, and then that was gonna give Logan Paul the second win, and then they was gonna probably wrap it up by WrestleMania. That's what I was thinking, but surprisingly I was wrong. And I was tweeting through this match, and Logan Paul, he surprised the hell out of me, man. He surprised the hell out of me. I was going in here thinking this match not gonna be that good. Surprised the hell out of me. Can't even lie to you. Can't even lie. That motherfucking frog splash off the turnbuckle to the motherfucking announce table. I'm like, oh, hey, man, he surprised me, man. I'm not even gonna lie. I wasn't excited at first. Now I'm kind of like, I want to see what WWE has planned for him. Because if he's really gonna convert all the way over and really do this wrestling shit and do it full time or whatever, I can see him being a good mid-card act. Especially like, cause he showed some stuff in the ring, so I'm like, WWE got something with celebrities and shit, jumping shit to WWE wrestling and shit. They proved it with Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny, he gonna retire for fucking performance on the WWE. I can see him doing that shit too.
He better get a better finisher than a Canadian destroyer. WWE ain't the place for that. But
it's Triple H, it's Hunter. It's a new place, man. I guarantee in the next year or two, WWE gonna change their logo because it's a new era.
It's not a new era. It's the same era written by his son-in-law. But the match was fantastic.
Really ain't like each other like that.
The match was fantastic. Logan Paul once again impresses me. The Miz just does his job. Consummate professional. How many times do I just get on here and rave about the Miz just for being a consummate professional? You don't see too many people like the Miz out there who's willing to do the job to get somebody over.
Right.
Consummate professional. Like, if you really sit here and think about it, could you really, and I know, like, kind of, I mean this in a jokingly but serious way, if you were to really sit down and look at, like, every wrestler's accolades, I think The Miz has a conversation for being the GOAT. Backstory, just to everything that he's accomplished in WWE, I think he's got a worthy argument to be in the GOAT conversation. Jokingly but serious.
I would say, see, in wrestling, because wrestling is so subjective that anybody can be the GOAT, basically. And because it all depends on like what attracts you to wrestling. Do you like more wrestling? Do you like the entertainment? So forth and so forth. So I think I will say he's top 5 of being charismatic.
Well, I'm just saying accolades. I mean, if you really sit down and think about it, there have been Grand Slam champions, but The Miz is the only 2-time Grand Slam champion. He's won around the block twice. He shouldn't even have been where he was at. He should have been bullied out of WWE. He stuck it out, learned how to wrestle, became a consummate professional, got Maurice, and he's still here doing the job every week. He's only had one time where he missed significant amount of time, and that was the Achilles that happened in the zombie match against Damian Priest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when he was injured there with the zombies. But The Miz has always been there, punched the time clock, came in, did his business, and went home. 2-time Grand Slam champion, multi-time tag team, multi-time United States, multi-time Intercontinental, 2-time world champion. Statistics wise, and he beat the guy we can't see at WrestleMania. I mean that
he don't remember it at all. After that spear and he knocked himself out, he don't remember. He even say he don't remember how he won. And if you go back and look at that shit where they raised his arm up with the belt, he looked so confused. He was out of there. Like he was there but not there. And in early his career, he got kicked out the locker room. He had to change into the bathrooms and shit.
That's what I'm saying. He should have been bullied out of WWE. And why?
Yeah, the man, the forbidden man that we should never mention.
But do you see my point though? When you look at it statistically.
Yeah, because the average person going through what he went through would have quit.
Yeah, and then like stuck with it, 2-time Grand Slam champion. Like The Miz has had a career where if you sit down, really break it down. Like, of course, you're not going to say that because he's always been a mid-carder. He's never really succeeded in the main event. But when you look at all the statistics, he points to a goal-like career.
I got one better. If you got to say the Miz, I got to say Dolph Ziggler. Someone who
of course
pushed but just never. They just always constantly screw this man over, but he just keep a smile on his face and just go out there and do the job.
Oh, absolutely. The Miz and Dolph Ziggler are 2 of my all-time favorites. Like, and they're above a lot of people. Like, as much as I love Kenny Omega, Dolph and Miz, if I really had to sit down and give you a list 1 through 10, Omega might be 3. And Dolph and The Miz could differentiate between 1 and 2. It's just something about those 2. I just can sit there and watch their matches. So absolutely, Dolph is definitely in that same boat as The Miz. But like I said, the match was fantastic. Logan Paul continues to impress me. The Miz's entrance, I didn't like the lime green, but seeing Maurice with the balls, the purse balls.
I think it was funny because it was like he was trying to imitate Logan Paul and shit, especially with the damn card that he had. That shit was funny.
I'm like, kind of called it though with everything. Like The Miz was gonna do something. Maurice was about to take a bump. Boom, Logan Paul wins. It did exactly what it needed to do, but it was a great match. Like I said, this pay-per-view or this premium live event was fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Up next, we had the United States Championship. We had the Money in the Bank holder, Austin Theory, versus the Almighty Bobby Lashley. And this ended the same way I knew it was going to end. I knew he wasn't going to get his shit. Basically, Austin Theory attacked him in the beginning before the bell rung, but they ain't do nothing because he still got put in a hurt lock. It's like once Bobby, like, his fingers connect, he tapping already. Like, you don't even get a chance. That's some pussy shit.
If I'm being honest, I felt like it went a little bit too long. I wanted Bobby Lashley to spear him, hurt lock, tap. There we go. Lashley doesn't even break a sweat. But it did his job, and I'm glad Lashley got a dominating win like that, because he definitely needs one to help put over the monster holding the United States Championship. So it did his job. Triple H knew what he was doing.
Right. Up next, we got the Judgment Day versus the Mysterios. And this match went exactly how I knew it was going to go. We got motherfucking Edge making his return, and I knew them promos was towards Edge already. Like the first one, like the first two that they showed, I was thinking like, ooh, Wolf is Bray Wyatt. And then when they started showing like John Cena clothing, and when they got to that one part and they showed like Mick Foley jacket and it was burning, I was like, hey, this Ed. I already knew it from there. But I'm just glad to see him back. He's coming with a darker, like it looks like he's gonna stay like that Brood Edge, but I want to see what they're going to go with him. But I want to see if he's going to form his new stable to compete against the Judgment Day, because it's like he can't battle them by himself. So he's going to need backup. Question is, who did he get? Is this the return of Bray Wyatt? Do he return with him, or do he grab somebody else? What if he grab Nikki Ash and she come back as Nikki Cross, as that crazy lunatic, to actually fight Rhea Ripley?
I wouldn't be mad about it, but if I'm being honest, this was probably the low end of the night for me. The match was fine. I just couldn't get over the fact that it's no disqualification, yet we're standing here tagging in and out. Like, just make it a no disqualification match and they all go stupid. My other thing is, they really took the boring route. It wasn't so much boring of Edge coming back. I kind of knew that was coming. But you had a bigger story here with, even with Edge coming back, the Mysterio still finds some way to lose. But Edge can get his revenge on Judgment Day after the fact. And then you could also get Edge returning and then Ray, turning on Dominic, just to add a little spice going into the end of the summer. So I really didn't like that aspect of it. I think they chose to go the boring route, the safest route, which there's nothing wrong with going the safest route. It just left a lot to be desired, if I'm being honest. Great match though. The match was still good for what it was worth.
I just think it's funny that Rhea Ripley keep beating up Dominique. Like, that shit just funny as fuck. It's like she don't even go for Ray for her. She just keep like dragging his ass around everywhere. She just beat his ass.
I mean, you see how she look? I would be too. You see how she walk with her shoulders?
Yeah.
She'd beat my ass. I'm like, yeah, bet you got it. You'll do whatever you want.
Next up, we got Pat McAfee versus bum ass Corbin. I like how he was coming out.
Hold on. Bum ass, bitch ass Corbin.
I like how he was coming out, and then in the middle of his shit, his music cut off, and the choir was singing to him. That was hilarious. Hey, same thing that Triple H said, entertainment at its best. It's entertainment at its best. Pat McAfee, it's about time that he got his own Titantron and his own song. I seen that he fucked up a little bit when he tried to jump on the ropes. He slipped a little bit. I also see that what you said is right though, because my first time actually seeing Pat McAfee in a match was at WrestleMania against Austin Theory, and I thought he looked phenomenal in that match, right? But you said that he's like, that's everything that he did in NXT when he faced Adam Cole and shit. And looking at this match, I had that WrestleMania match in the back of my head. And I'm like, yo, these are the same fucking steps that happened, girl. It just took a couple things I did, like when he like his signature shit in the match is like he on the rope, he push you down, you on the rope, climbing up, then he get up real fast, jump on top of it, hit you with the suplex. Once he do that, you know the match about to wrap up.
I was sitting here talking to a couple cousins of mine, and I really think in about 2 to 3 years, they're setting themselves up for a Logan Paul, Pat McAfee match for the world title. I'm calling it out right now.
Pat McAfee and Corey Graves.
I mean, well, they'll give us that. They'll give us that. But, you know, my cousins, when they were asking me, like, do I like Pat McAfee? I tell them, you know, Pat McAfee's good. He's a great wrestler, but you know, you can tell like he's still learning and he just knows how to do spots. Yeah. And to me, that's not gonna get me excited because I see spots on Wednesday. I see tremendous spots on Wednesday. So like not Austin Theory. So Pat McAfee flipping out the
No, you go to continue.
I'm just saying I see spots on Wednesdays. I'm just being honest. But you know, like when I see Pat McAfee backflip out the corner, like yeah, it's a great looking spot, but I've seen that spot before. Give me something different, you know. But still, for what he knows and for what they ask him to do, he's A+. He knocks that shit out the park.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm never bored when I watch a Pat McAfee match. I honestly want to see more of him.
I do too.
Like, I want to see more of Pat McAfee. I want to see him learn little by little. I would honestly like to see him, if he ever says he wants to step away from commentary, I'd love for Triple H to offer him an NXT contract and have him actually go through the motions. You're going to go to NXT for a year. After that year, we're going to call you up. Only thing I'm asking is that you take it as serious as I need you to take it. So when I call you back up, you ready to perform like an actual full-time WWE superstar.
Right. So, next up, we had the Undisputed Tag Team Championship match. We had the Usos versus the Street Profits. And pretty much after that Pat McAfee match, I knew, but I was like, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. Especially because you text me with the confidence, and I was like, oh, okay, I see that you still trying to fight. He was like, oh, the Street Profits, they got a special entrance. They gonna win. But we'll see. The Usos won. After this, then you text me like, we doing the podcast. I was like, yeah, you. That's your way of admitting defeat. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't run from the smoke. I stood right here and gave you your props. My only problem with this was, it was a great match. It didn't go. I wanted it to go longer. But it was a great match for what I got. But I hate that. Why does Montez Ford just lose his mind? Like that's horrible booking for how that match should go. We could have done without Montez Ford losing his shit, and you could have given us 15 more minutes.
You know why? They slowly setting up Angelo Dawkins turning on Montez. That's
which is stupid.
It is stupid, but that's what's gonna happen because they're gonna be telling the story of we could be champion if it was up to me. You the one that get too hyped and take over, and then you get your ass whooped. Money in the Bank, you didn't tag me in. You got your ass whooped. Yeah, you had your shoulder up, but still you got your ass whooped. You took the pinfall. Tonight, you lost because of you. Same shit. Like that's what's gonna end up too. Every time they went from number one contenders, and now they gotta go back up the list. You know, the next people that's gonna fight the Usos is either gonna be the Viking Raiders, which I really wish the House of Triple H is in control, that they will go back to the War Raiders, but the Viking Raiders or Alpha Academy, them the next two teams. I would really love to see the Usos versus Alpha Academy.
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
If they beat them, because Alpha Academy, that's gonna last until the Royal Rumble. I think they should do Alpha Academy first, and then the War Raiders, and that'd be the team that lose at Mania with Roman dropped the titles too.
So you don't think Roman's dropping a belt at Clash of the Castle?
Nah,
You think he's beating? You think he's beating? They're gonna prolong it.
Not clean. It's gonna be the same shit that happened at the main event. He gonna get help from his cousins like this whole fucking 700 days. When they get to an opponent that he know that's gonna give him a run for his money, the Usos come. They gonna help him. They probably to actually prolong this shit for it to make sense and be like, dang, this the same shit every time. Solo Sikoa gonna come. That's gonna be the twist, the surprise. It's gonna be 4-on-1. They gonna beat his ass. Super kick, a triple super kick. Toss his ass in the ring for the spear. 1, 2, 3.
Drew McIntyre's not losing in his back.
Or a triple super kick. Toss his ass in the ring. Roman hit the guillotine, and the ref, he don't tap out, he just pass out, so the ref just ring the bell and shit, just do it like that. That way he still looks strong. Because y'all it's 4 people against 1. Yeah, you say he don't want to lose because, you know, they in the UK and shit like that, so this is the first one since 1996 that they had a premium live event out there. So, yeah, I mean, it makes sense for them to win, but we also know WWE, I know this is a new time, but I mean, Bianca Belair win, and that was lucky that she was in her home state and she was able to pick up a win. But I just see, because the way, if you going that long, 700 days with Roman, you might as well push for the 800. Push for 1,000 days. You might as well. You fucking there. You that close. So you might as well. What other way to prolong it? Let something like that happen. That way he don't win cleanly. You can prolong that shit. That's in September. That's in September. You could prolong it to the Royal Rumble. And then, I don't know how you will do it, but basically Drew don't win at the Rumble or whatever. And then that's how you can lead into Mania, and he can drop it there, because then he'll be well over 1,000 days. If you go on this one, if you going this far in the modern day era, people don't hold titles that long. So you're going back into the territory days, and people will hold a title for like 800 plus days. He's in Bruno Sammartino category right now. You might as well let him hold that shit for 300 more days for another year. 3 years straight. He already on a 2-year straight reign. In the last 2 years, he's been the champion. You might as well let him do it for 3. Go ahead. After you drop that shit, you can stay home for 6 months to a year. I don't care, but when you come back, I need you at your finest peak. I need you to be ready for a full-time run. So, boom. You gave me 3 years at a time. I'm gonna let you sit home for a year, do what you do, then boom.
Salamander, you have the opportunity to do a title change to where you don't have to worry about the crowd booing. And it's the opportunity to get the world title back on television. And you're telling me, we'll just have Roman win.
Yes. Look, the crowd is gonna boo. The crowd's gonna cheer no matter who win the fucking title. That was proven at the end of the main event. Roman won, everybody fucking booing. If Brock would have won, everybody would have been cheering like a mug. Then the next day, they would be like, damn, why the fuck are we cheering? We ain't gonna have him on TV either. It's gonna come with that.
They're gonna boot WWE out of the stadium if Drew loses.
Yeah, then once Drew lose, and then his title end up being the same way that it was before, even though he wasn't in front of a live crowd. But if it end up being the same shit in front of a live crowd, then everybody gonna be like, well, maybe it wasn't a time. Maybe we should have kept it on Roman. You know, I'm saying play the safe go. Yes, it's the time for him to get a title shot, but shit, how many times the people was at that peak? When WWE was in their peak, bringing home like 4 million viewers a week. How many times the people was at their peak that we was like, dang, they should have won, but that person who they didn't win against went on to have a legendary title reign, i.e. Triple H and Booker T. We all said Booker T should have won then, but he didn't. But that title reign for Triple H was still legendary.
You have a chance to get your title back on television. You have a Drew title win will be booed out of the arena. You got a chance to go overseas in Drew's backyard and not get booed out of the arena when you pull this title change.
But who's the bigger draw over here? You have no choice but to kind of run your premium live events out of the states just so, you can still keep up the same height. Because every time he wins and defends and retains, they're going to boo.
Who, Drew?
Yeah.
You think when Drew come back for Monday
now
Night
until
Raw,
he gets the title, then they cheering now. Once they get the title, they're going to be cheering. That Raw after Mania, they're gonna be Raw. That very next show after he wins it, they're gonna be cheering. Then that next show, they're gonna be like, all right. Just like they did with Nikki Cross. She won, but she cashed in. But she won the Money Bank, we cheered. But she cashed in, we cheered. The next show, the next night on Raw, we cheered. That next week, we was like, all right, what the fuck now, man? Take the shit off. We don't care no more. What the fuck? All right, we didn't care no more. It went from the silence. Every week it went down.
That's because I don't know why y'all was cheering for Nikki ASH. She was never getting over to me.
I don't know. I don't see Drew as champion right now. I say he's chasing for it, but I don't think it's. I don't know. I don't see him beating Roman for it, I should say. Then on top of that, it's just something still about the almighty beef with him, where they was beefing for like 6 months, faced each other like 16 times, and every fucking time was the same result. Especially after Mania, where that shit got delayed a little bit, he was talking shit, and then he came out, got put in a fucking hurt lot, and got his ass put to sleep, like talking all that shit. Go night night. He went night night.
What?
Baby, he went night night. You don't think Roman gonna make him go night night as well?
No, because Roman
throw his ass in the ring for the guarantee. Go to sleep.
If you notice, Roman doesn't choke out top guys.
He will this one.
He's never really choked out like
Roman is at his peak when he's talking shit. I come, I smash him, and then I'm out. He says it every week. Acknowledge me. So, Drew, you talking all this shit. I'm about to put you to sleep too. The last top guy he put to sleep was Daniel Bryan.
That was so long ago.
So it's time for another one. Drew McIntyre, you on the list.
I guess. I see Drew winning that Clash at the Castle, so you don't.
I cannot. And that'd be a 2-for-1. We gotta do Clash of the Castle, and then what will be All Out?
I'm not doing a 2-for-1 with you, sir. I've already issued my challenge. You've already said okay.
Scared. All right, so following this, we got Riddle coming out talking shit, get curb stomped by Seth in the story. We'll see that happen and continue at Clash of the Castle. We already know that's what they're gonna book that too. You seen that meme of Seth Rollins running down to the ring and the refs and everybody running after him? And then like all of the released WWE talent running back to WWE with Triple H's head of creative. That's funny. I think I retweeted that. That's for hey guys, bro. If y'all don't, I suggest that y'all follow us on Twitter, man. That's where y'all can really interact with us. That's where we at when Raw is live, SmackDown is live, a premium live event and all that stuff. We really be there.
There. We truly be there.
But following this, we got the SmackDown Women's Championship match. We got Liv Morgan versus Ronda Rousey. This match happened just to prolong it a little bit more because Liv tapped out but the ref didn't see it before it got to the 3 count. Ronda turned heel. I mean, I guess that's good.
I mean, it was the best way to get her heel without having her to take an L. But Salamander, the question I'm going to ask you, and the statement that I'm about to say, has, and the booking of this fucking match has proved my fucking point about Liv Morgan. Once again, you had an opportunity to make Liv Morgan a star and give her a big time win, and you do not do it. Instead, you book some bullshit shenanigans to where she taps out. Why couldn't she just beat Ronda? You can still do the heel turn. Ronda's just even more mad. You know what? This would be the perfect time for those infamous roll-ups that they're trying to get away from. Mm-hmm. This would have been the time for that. Hey, she caught her slipping. She got the 3 count. Liv Morgan looks like a star because she caught Ronda slipping. Ronda gets mad because Liv got one over on her. Then she beats her ass like she did. But instead, we're going to have Liv Morgan tap out, even though the ref didn't see it, to prolong this. When you still are going to get the prolonged rivalry after she beats her ass. So why not give Liv Morgan the win?
They want to make Ronda look weak.
She wouldn't have looked weak. It would have been looking like Liv Morgan just got one over. Liv has always put her, if you look at a Liv match, the one thing she is crafty. Mm-hmm. So I can see Liv Morgan sneaking out a pin. Maybe she does like a cold red. And it was just enough. Like literally, Ronda Rousey kicked out at 3.001. Like a half a second later, she'd have kicked out at 2.9.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. The match, it did its job, but I just hate that they want to try to make Liv Morgan a star, but you have an opportunity to give her a big time win to kind of solidify this title run thus far and really put her over, and you chose not to do it. You chose to go with a fuck finish that doesn't make Liv Morgan look like a star because she tapped.
Right. Following this, we got the main event. We got the undisputed WWE World Universal Championship match. We got the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns versus the Beast Brock Lesnar. Man, I like this match, man. I ain't even gonna lie. This match was fucking awesome. Shit, I like how fucking Paul Heyman got his ass handled, because like for the longest, bro, I always wanted somebody to put their hands on Paul Heyman. And I like that shit. Usos, of course, the Usos come. They get involved, of course. But at the end of the day, the Tribal Chief is still at the top.
I thought this match was A+, fantastic. The near falls on the last man standing aspect of trying to get back before the 10 count had me definitely at the on the edge of my seat. Roman Reigns barely getting back to his feet, having to lean on the ropes, was fantastic. I honestly would have booked this ending different. I thought the ending was a little bit overbooked for my liking, because Roman hitting him with spears and then hitting him with the belts and then they stacking everything on him. I thought that was kind of stupid. Not even trying to bring AEW in this, but I don't know if you remember Double or Nothing. I want to say not last year's, but the year before last, when Omega had the triple threat match against Pac and Orange Cassidy, and he just kept hitting them with every belt he had. And I'm like, this just looks kind of stupid. Because if you're going to do a belt shot, that's typically the end. I would have had Brock Lesnar getting up from those spears at the beginning. I would have booked him more like a monster, so I don't have to book him like a monster in the end. Because what's the point of booking him like a monster at the end if he's not going F5 Roman Reigns and walk out that bitch?
Mm-hmm. All right.
That was my only problem with how they booked the ending of the match. Outside of that, it was a fantastic match, excellent spots. Of course, the Usos got in there. I love that he fought off the Usos. Brock Lesnar continues to be Brock Lesnar for as much shit as we can also, as a community, sit here and talk about him. He continues to come out here and put on 5-star classics with Roman Reigns. Yeah, the WrestleMania one wasn't the best, but this one was fantastic. I think it truly made up for that WrestleMania main event.
Yeah, it did. Most definitely. But that's it, guys. Y'all go ahead and let us know what y'all thought about SummerSlam. Triple H, first premium live event that he having total control of. This was fucking top notch from top to bottom. Real quick before we head up out of here, KB, I have to know, who was your MVP of this premium live event?
My MVP of this premium live event, if I'm being honest with you, I'm gonna have to give it to Brock Lesnar.
Fuck all that. Michael Cole. He made this premium live event fucking lit. He made it a 10 out of a 10.
I'll give you that. You know what? Pat McAfee has breathed new life into Michael Cole, and I appreciate that. Yes. Michael Cole seems like he has a new lease on his WWE life after being paired with Pat McAfee.
Right.
And I love that, bro, because for so long everybody just loved to rag on Michael Cole, and now that he's got Pat McAfee, it's just like when the kind of nerdy kid is actually friends with the cool guy, and everybody just fucks with the nerdy friend because you're friends with the cool guy. But that's just what the Pat McAfee and Michael Cole relationship seems like. Is very wholesome, and they just love to kid around. I love how passionate Michael Cole has become, not only for Pat McAfee but for the entire product. And I love how, even though McAfee rags on him, he'll always be the first to defend Michael Cole. I love that. It's a great dynamic there.
Right.
It sucks when Pat McAfee turns on him. Gives him that super kick so he can turn heel on commentary.
But that's it, guys. Don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bells for daily wrestling videos. I'm Camilio Salamander. It's KB the Mark. Simply, we some fucking marks that love sports entertainment.
I started with nothing and came out a king. I've been the one that's been ballin' for rings. It's been me and my team and we chasing the green. My team be the shit, we ain't ballin' for free. My team be the shit, we ain't ballin' for free.